Oh, hold up. Turn my mic on. There we go. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We'll go ahead and put the moderations on. Let's see. Choose subscribers. Make sure you go ahead and once you come on in, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Y'all already seen the title, so y'all already have a clue. You ninjas may have a clue about what we're about to get into. But check this out, though. Ooh, you see it. Glowing, glowing, looking good, muscly, muscly. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about something important that many of your favorite red pill creators are not talking about, right? Because they want to keep you on the nipple, right? They want to keep you on the nipple. They don't really want to tell you the truth, right? They want to keep making it seem like, the women are just outdoing you. They out here just killing it. They're out here just, you know, they don't need no man and so on and so forth, right? We're going to talk about a lot of that, but once you come on in, tap into the chat, come in and say hello. Don't be shy. Hit the like button. The like button is free. Hit the super chat button if you're feeling gifty. If you want something in the basket, right? I'm pushing around the basket, to the congregation. And also one-on-ones. If you're interested in one-on-ones, if you're interested in any kind of guidance, if you're interested in anything like that, all my links. I love these new live streams. Shouts out to Moy. Boy, I told you about today. I'm gonna get back to you. Thought about you when I got up this morning. Pause. No, did it not like that, Moy. Not like that. But you know, I was like, nah, I got to get back to Moy. Right? Well, not like that, Moy. Pause. No, did it. Now calm down, Moy. You got a little excited there. You got a little excited. Hold on now. New Leaf said the social dynamics are fundamentally unstable and destabilizing. This cannot continue. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have a good point, New Leaf. You have a good point, right? Shouts out to Moy for the congregation, sir. I appreciate that. Moy always coming in here showing love. New Leaf, you have a point, right? And YouTube, go ahead and push this out in the algorithm. YouTube, go ahead and send out the notifications. I know we 3 minutes in. It takes a little minute for everybody to get up in here. People still waking up, brush still stinking, and all that stuff. I get it, but come on in. YouTube, push this into the algorithm. Y'all come on in and hit that like button. When you hit the like button, it pushes the live stream out into the algorithm. So if you can't super chat, right? World ass ninjas, right? Oh, boy, you did get a notification. Okay. For you Wally World ass ninjas, Jiffy Lube working ass ninjas, right? Family Dollar working ass ninjas, Best Buy, check stand, cashier working ass ninjas. You don't have $5 to put in your gas tank. I get it. Just hit the like button, ninja. Just hit the like button. That's all you gotta do. Ninja, I get it. Ninja, I get it. Ninja, I used to be one of them working ass ninjas, right? I used to be one of those working ass ninjas. Now, if you want to boss up, right? You want to make more money. You want to dive into the mind of the after pill. Hit that link in the description. Right, you get access to Patreon, you get access to locals, you get access to the 101s. If you want to become a member, go ahead and hit that membership. Go ahead and hit that membership, ninja. Do something with your life. You ninjas ain't doing nothing. Y'all not bossing up. Y'all not going to get it. You do something, right? I'm one of the few giving it to you real and direct, right? But then again, I'm gonna hold back some of my knowledge because I'm gonna make ninjas pay for the knowledge, right? So tap in, tap in. But New Leaf, you do have a great point. You do have a great point. But this will continue. right? We have technology now. We have technology now. It's not that we stay in a premature world. Now, some of the world is still premature, and they're probably like 20 to 30 years behind America or developed countries. But here's the thing: since we have technology now, since we have things like AI and automation and basically think tanks, right? Thinking machines, data collection, uh, black holes, essentially this will continue because what they're doing is collecting more data. And as y'all can see with the T app, I'm sure you just heard of the T app, right? So the T app, they were doing their thing, right? And then they got breached, right? Which seems to be normal nowadays for these big companies, tech companies especially, to get breached, to get hacked, and everybody's information to get stolen. Where do you think that information is going? Where do you think that information is going? Right? So they're collecting a bunch of data. Listen, they know who I am, they know who you are, they know how you think, they know. Listen, and I've talked about this before. When you log on to your phone, when you log on to your phone, have you ever just been hit with an ad? Have you ever just been hit with something out of the blue that you literally was thinking about just a second ago, right? Let's say you McDonald's eating ass ninjas, right? You was thinking about a Happy Meal, right? Then 5 seconds later, 5 minutes later, you get hit with a McDonald's commercial. You get hit with a McDonald's ad. That's not, bro. At this point, y'all should know that's not just a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I made the mistake of letting family borrow money. Yeah, never do that. Never do that. Shouts out to Jay Garcia with a super chat, right? Never do that. But at this point, y'all should know that, bro, this stuff is predictive programming, right? Now, everybody they don't have a data collection on. Like somebody like me, I'm only on social media just to gain intel and to get back off, right? So the data that they have on me may not be sufficient, but they got a little data on me. They know who I am, ninja. But for the rest of you normies, oh, they have a whole profile on y'all, right? They know how you think, what you're gonna do. Y'all are predictive. Like human behavior is not that complex, right? It's not that complex, right? They know you about to hit the Jiffy Lube. You about to hit the Jiffy Lube from 10 to 5, ninja. You about to hit the Jiffy Lube from 10 to 5. Then you're gonna drive your raggedy ass back home. You're not gonna hit the gym, ninja. You going straight home. Log on to the Xbox, right? You probably log on to P Hub or XNXX, ninja, right? Jack your little Piggly Wiggly for about 5 minutes, ninja. That's all it take for your ass. Jack your little Piggly Wiggly for about 5 minutes, right? Or before you do that, you go goon on Instagram. You're gonna goon on Instagram, slide through all the dang on IG models and all that stuff before you hit the P Hub, ninja. Come on now. Come on now. Mo says it's funny because women think men are smashing and men think women are smashing, but truth be told, most people are not smashing. Well, here's the thing. Here's the caveat. Here's the caveat. Women are getting smashed. They getting smashed. They definitely getting smashed. The thing is, most men are not smashing. Mo says they know you like big booty Latinas tap. Hold on now, hold on. See, I gotta switch it up for them though. I gotta switch up the data. I gotta switch up the data. See, yeah, I like them, but now I'm more into the petite. I'm more into the petite kind. The petite kind. Right? But yeah, they getting smashed by the top 20 men, but that's not most men exactly. So that's the whole point I'm about to get into. And I talked about it briefly. I talked about it briefly on the other live stream, right? But a lot of men, because they consume so much red pill, they consume so much, doom pill, whatever you want to call it nowadays. They think the women are just winning. Now, don't get me wrong now. The data is flipping. The data is flipping, especially when it comes to Gen Z, right? The data is flipping. So Historical data shows that from all the way from baby boomers, you got the silent generation, Gen X to older millennials, right? Right? The men have always historically made more money than the women, right? So what we're seeing now when we get into younger millennials, what we're now starting to see is that trend is starting to flip. So now we're actually seeing more Gen Z women actually out earning and outpacing Gen Z men for a variety of different reasons, right? Unfiltered grind, what's going on, right? Jay Garcia, they're getting put in a pretzel during lunch break at work. Moy says, I love redheads. Redheads are rare. I only know like I only know one redhead. I only know one redhead. But when I worked in corporate, I smashed a few chicks in the men's ill. I know some folks who did worse than that. Dan 22, we were just talking about you. Oh yeah, that is Dan 22. I forgot. Unfiltered grind. That is Dan 22. What up, Dan? I'm still call you Dan. Still call you Dan. But yeah, the trends are flipping. So more women, more Gen Z women are actually outpacing some of the Gen Z men. Dark, what's going on? Because a lot of the men, quite frankly, bro, they're not doing too good. They're not doing too good. I meet young men all the time. They hate their lives. They don't really know where to go, right? They don't have the guidance, the necessary skills to get up there to where they want to be, right? So it's crazy out here. But women don't have any options, right? So despite what you've heard, right, probably a few other creators have talked about this, have actually touched on this, right? But the narrative is that, oh, women have, right, they have all of these options. They're with this guy and they're with that guy and then they with this guy tomorrow and they with that guy the next day. Bro, listen, it's not the truth. It's not the truth, right? If you look at the metrics, right? Look at just do some research. That's all you have to do, right? A lot of you guys, y'all don't read, y'all don't do any research, y'all don't pay attention, right? Y'all don't follow the data points, anything. You don't collect data, you don't do any of that, right? I research this stuff. I look at the data. I use AI. I scrape. Listen, I watch videos. I pay attention to the conversations that are happening, right? And then I draw what I believe is a very accurate conclusion, right? So here's the thing, right? Most women claim that they 6 foot plus, right? 6 foot 6 inch digging stick, right? Good looking, in shape, right? Six figs, right? So plug that in anywhere, and see how many men are actually in that category first and foremost. Right, these are the guys that they say they want. These are the guys that they're claiming that, oh, I don't want anything. He can't be below 6 feet. He can't be this. He can't have a small digging stick. He can't blah 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 blah. Right? Plug in the data points. Plug it in data points. Those kind of guys, as we know, as many of you should know at this point, those guys are literally only 10%. If we're talking about America, it's only 10%. Anywhere between 10 to 20% of men. 10 to 20% of men, right? Moore says most of these chicks are effing small has bankers that look like the penguin from Batman. Exactly. Bro, I was talking to this chick, right? I was talking to this Mexicana chick, right? 21, gorgeous, actually. Gorgeous. And she was just talking to me. She was talking to me about the whole, because here's the thing. She's starting school, right? She's starting dentistry school, right? And she doesn't want to work, or she, quite frankly, she can't work at the same pace. She can't work at a full-time pace, right? She can't work at a full-time pace, so she has to really, or actually quit her job so she can focus more on the school. However, now she feels like she has to get into the nightlife, right? Bartender, bottle girl, and all of that stuff, right? If she wants to make, a substantial amount of money in a short amount of time. So like on a 3 day weekend, a 3 day weekend, these chicks can pull in, what you Wally World ass ninjas making, a month, ninja. They could pull in over a single weekend what you Wally World Jiffy Lube ass ninjas getting per month. Right. So she can easily pull in a cool 2,000 just over a single weekend. Right, but she don't really want to do that. So she was talking to me about the whole sugar daddy thing, and she was just like, I wish I can just find a young guy, like a fairly young guy with some money, right? A fairly young guy with some money, right? And I told her, I was like, that's rare. That's rare. You're not going to come across that dude like those type of dudes. One, like they're in the top 5%, and you're not going to run across them at the grocery store, right? You're not going to run across them at the grocery store, and then eight times out of 10, those guys are probably married already, probably taken already, right? And then you got to think too, like, then you got to throw in the ultra rare, right? So we're talking about, 18 to 25 who sign NFL contracts, NBA contracts. You're not going to run into those guys. Then if you're talking about professionals under 35 who are making six figs, and like, you're not going to run into those guys, baby. You're not going to run into it. And she's like, I know. She was like, I know. And, we got to talk about the sugar daddy thing, and she was like, I just don't want to, like, well, she let it loose. She know what's going on. She was like, I just don't want to sleep. She says, I don't want to sleep with no old fat white guy. Right? Because those are the guys who, be with the bulk of the cash. I just don't want to sleep with no old fat wrinkly white guy. I was like, listen, if you get into that life, baby, that's probably what you're gonna have to do. Because if you're talking about, and this is what I mean when I say get your chicken bag up. Shout out to Stephen Cole. I'm taking his little slang, his saying. Get your chicken bag up. Right? This is why I tell y'all to get your chicken bag up. Right? Luke says it's almost like they weren't made to work hard jobs, right? It's almost as if, ninja. It's almost as if, right? But she was like, and then she's the type like, I'll just do it by myself. I don't need no man and all that type stuff. But she can do it. She can do it by herself. She's just gonna have to work in the nightlife, right? And if she want to go the sugar daddy route, those are the guys that she's gonna interact with, right? So this is why I say get your chicken bag up. Because listen, if you're young, and when I say young, I mean under 40. Under 40 is young, right? Once you hit 40, you middle age, still young. But under 40, you're still young, right? If you pay attention to the stats, bro, if you're good looking, tall, you know, making six figs up, bro, the average man only makes around the median income for a man around 60,000, right? $60,000. If you can find a way to make $1,000, you can get into the ultra rare category. So y'all don't. Shouts out to Moy with the super chat. Hold on, I'm gonna read that in a minute. Right? People think that you got to hit $1,000,000. I gotta get $1,000,000. That's nice. That's a nice goal to achieve, ninja. But I gotta hit $1,000,000 to be in the top, ninja. You hit $1,000,000 a year, ninja. You're in the top 0.0. You're literally up in the ranks with people like Jeff Bezos. That's facts. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right? Oprah, Tyler Perry, Ninja, Diddy, no Diddy, right? Those people are in the top 0.001%. Bro, it doesn't take, now, I'm not saying like it's easy or something. It doesn't take much to get into that bracket, right? You really only need around $250 to $300,000 to really get into those kind of ranks. Let me read more real quick. Shout out to Moy with the second super chat. This chick was complaining about work, and I told her that she can sleep with some dudes for cash, and she said no way. And I said, don't complain and ask me for a solution. But that's the same thing I told her. I told the little Mexicana chick too. I was like, she's like, I just don't want to feel like I have to sleep with men for money. I was like, bitch, you better work. You better go to work then. I don't know what you think is about to happen. Like, and cause she was telling me about this one sugar, cause she did have a sugar daddy before, right? She did have a sugar daddy before, and she was telling me, and bro, it's wicked out here. She met her sugar daddy at 17. Listen. When I talk, I speak with facts. When I talk, I speak with facts. I be telling y'all this already, bro. These girls are getting started at like 14, 15 years old, bro. As soon as they start, that cycle comes along, bro. They getting started, especially nowadays. Bro, she met her sugar daddy at 17 years old. Now, that's not breaking the law or anything. In Texas, the age of consent is 17. So technically, nobody's breaking the law, right? She met her sugar daddy at 17, right? And he used to give her, according to her word, he used to give her like piles of cash. And he was like 40, 50 years old. Right? He used to give her piles of cash, right? But then he eventually started, asking for the sucky sucky, the sucky sucky fucky fucky, right? And she was just like, "Ew, no, I can't imagine sleeping with this old man." So she eventually just let it fade away, you know, just eventually, like, nah, I can't do it. But she collected a lot of cash from this ninja. She collected a lot of cash, but now she's at a point of like, dang. So where do I turn? And then I dove in deeper. Like I like to dive deep into conversation. I like to dive deep into minds, right? So like I said, she's a pretty chick. I may post her in the locals, right? Once we get the locals together, I may post her in the locals just to show you ninjas like what she look like, what's going on. Like she's a solid 7.8. I give her a 7.8. She's almost an 8. I give her 7.8, right? But here's the thing. She tells me she told me about all the guys that approach her, right? All the guys that approach her, almost 0 out of 10 of those guys, almost 0 out of 10 of those guys are actual possibility mates or probable mates. She said all she get is she's literally all she get, and this is a beautiful 21-year-old. Now this is the whole topic right now. This is the whole topic, right? This is the whole topic because a lot of men think women are just out here with options. No, any woman can lay on their back. Let's get that out the way first. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Any woman can lay on their back. That's the easiest thing they can do. It doesn't matter if they chubby, fat, pogalicious, right? Across all backgrounds, it doesn't matter. Any woman can lay on their back. That's the easiest thing they can do. So that's easy, right? But can a woman get the man that she wants? Can a woman get the man that she desires? Most women cannot. Most women can't even handle the man that they do desire because the men that they do desire, those are also men that other women desire, right? And for desirable men, guess what? They have options. The desirable men have the real options, right? Desirable women, they don't have the options. They don't. So we got to break that. This is the after pill. This is the after pill. We got a woman in here, Shantina Petty. How are you? I love when women join the conversation. How are you, darling? How are you, darling? Women don't want to please men. They will be sad, but all men want sex. LOL. We don't want women for their taking. Yep. And this chick, she's not really a pleaser. She's not really a pleaser. She just, she feels like that. Oh, I should just be able to get. She feels like I should just be able to get money out of men just because I look good. And I had to break. I was like, come here, sit down, sit down, sit down. Right, sit down. I was like, listen, you gotta open your mind up to the worldview, right? For men, for men who can first and foremost make a great living for themselves, they can also travel, right? They can also go and explore the world. We stay in the 21st century, baby. This is 2025. If you making good money for yourself, you can go to Colombia, ninja. You can go to Brazil. You can go to Africa. You can go to Cuba. You can go to Dominican Republic. You can go to dang on Puerto Rico. You can go to dang on Chile. You can go wherever you want. Scotland, ninja. The Scandinavian countries, ninja. Norway, ninja. If you want one of those Scandinavian broads, listen. You can go anywhere in the world in today's time. There are billions And I told her this with the big B. I said there are billions of beautiful women in the world. One turns 18. Well, I said multi-millions turn 18 every single day. Multi-millions turn 18 every day. Right? How many men in the world are making a substantial amount of money to be able to afford you so you can sit back on your ass while you go to school? How many? What's the percentage? Right? And we were just talking about America. I said that's only 10% of men in America, but then you got to break down the fractions. You have to even fraction that up. Because then how many of those guys are part of the alphabet community? Right? Got to chop it up. Then how many of those guys are married? Right? How many of those guys are married? Because you'll more than likely be dealing with a married guy, to be honest with you. Right? How many of those guys are married? Okay. How many of those guys that you consider actually desirable? Got to break that down into another fraction. Women have no options. They don't. They don't. These women are not being, bro. Don't get me wrong. Now, a lot of them, they just running through, Peter Whackers and all that stuff just because they can. Women asleep with women. Women asleep with men that they don't like. Let's read something from the woman from the lady right here. Shantina says most women think that they are the prize when actually it is the man that is the prize. Just about all the good guys are married. Yeah. She said something very important right there. I appreciate that. That's coming from a woman right here. Most women think that they are the prize when actually it is the man that is the prize. That's also what she tried to hit me with. She was like, well, I'm the prize. I'm beautiful. I'm pretty and all this stuff. I'm like, baby, you got another thing. You better get your mind right because you 21 right now. You better get your mind right before it's too late. Because I'm telling you, you're about to walk into the deep end. You're about to walk yourself off a cliff. You're about to make a huge mistake. And I broke down, like, even myself, like, I like to see, I'm highly competitive. If y'all can't tell, I'm highly competitive. So I had to plug in my stats. Right? I plugged in my stats, right? So I'm 29, right? I plugged in my what I'm projected to make this year, right? Plugged in my height, plugged in my looks. Ninja, I don't have to guess about my looks. the bitches tell me about the look, so I already know I'm up there, Ninja. I'm up there, right? So and then I plugged in the digging stick. Pause, no diddy. Plugged in the digging stick, right? So at 29, man, this is just my age bracket. So they plug you in for, I think it's from 24 to 29 or something like that. So for my age range, I'm in the top 10%. For my age range, I'm in a top 20, I'm at top 10%. Facts. Plugged in all my metrics: height, looks, digging stick, pause, no diddy, right? The amount of money that I make, projected to make, right? I'm in the top 10% for my age bracket. Actually, I take that back. Top 5% for my age range. Top 5%. And then when I changed it to all men, top 10%. Top 10. Bro, listen, I'm telling y'all. And then I want more money. Like, I got more goals. I got more ambitions. I feel like I don't have enough money, Ninja. I feel like I don't have enough money, right? But it's probably because I have a household to take care of. But but I feel like I don't have enough, Ninja. I need to double it. Ninja. But that's just a grind. That's just a grind in me, right? That's the ambitious nature in me. That's the competitiveness in me, right? But I plugged in all my stats, Ninja. I'm top 5 for my age range and top 10 for men overall. So then I got to thinking, like, dang, if this is the data, bro, women are not running into men. Bro, women are not running into men with money every day. Women are not the men that they desire at all. Can't, no. It's not happening. It's not happening. And this is why the dating market is all messed up for you ninjas, because a lot of you ninjas, we got to call facts. We all, man, can we be frank, right? Can we be honest, right? Most men are not 6 foot. Most men are not good looking. Most men are not in right? The median salary for the everyday man is around 60,000, right? The average Peter Whacker size. Listen, we ain't got to get into all that, but ninja, if you ain't showing, ninja. Moy says, appreciate it, boy. Moy, you coming in showing the love. I appreciate it. Some of you other ninjas, like y'all get in here and super chat now. I'm spitting that real deal Holyfield. Don't let Moy outshine you ninjas. Don't let Moy outshine. Join the membership or something, ninja. If women truly were meeting top men, then more women would know how to act around as top men. And that's a Moy, you on to it now. Moy, you got my juices flowing now, Moy. Hold on, not like that now. Paul, no Diddy. Hold on, Moy. Don't get too excited. I wasn't getting I wasn't talking about like that, Moy. I wasn't talking like that. But, got my juices going now. Right? I'm glad you said that. Right? This is the number one indicator. This is one of the top indicators that a woman is capping, or she really hasn't been around top tier men like that, right? Because I come with the smoke. Right? You need to address me a certain way. You need to be talking a certain way. I require a certain amount of femininity, right? I require, a certain level of, beauty as well. I require a certain amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Structure. I require a certain amount of how well you're taken care of and all of that. And, many women, many women can pass certain tests, right? They got the looks, nails and toes done and all that stuff. They look good or whatever. But when they get to opening their mouth, right? When they get to opening a raggedy ass mouth, you can tell that they are not used to dealing with men with standards. Top tier men who are headed places, men who are making a substantial amount of money, men who have structure, right? Men who have discipline, right? They require that also from a woman, from a woman. Right? You can tell these chicks are just put together. It's just a mask. It's only a mask. Right? But when they get to opening their mouth, you see exactly that they're not used to it. They're not used to it. And they'll start off hitting you with they'll hit you with this guy tried to talk to me and this guy, but clearly you up in my face, bitch. Like, clearly though it didn't work out. Clearly it didn't work out. And then neither was it the man that you actually want, right? And then I had to start to understand too that women don't really want the men that they desire actually. Right? They do desire that man, but they want to somebody said it the other day. I think it was you, Moy. You said they want a masculine simp. They want a masculine simp. That's what they want. They want a masculine man that they can control, right? Because most women nowadays, they don't want to give in. They don't want to give in to a man's power. They don't want to relinquish power. They don't believe in submission, or they only believe in submitting halfway. They believe in halfway submission, right? They don't believe in totally submitting because they want power for themselves. I told y'all about this, right? I probably took the live stream down at this point, but I told y'all about this. I told y'all what women really want. They don't really want a man. They want power. In today's time, women want power. Shouts out to Moy again. Y'all gonna let Moy just super chat, bro? Y'all gonna let Moy just super chat? Come on now. Some of the rest of you ninjas super chat. Women are lazy. Women are lazy, so they get a top man. They have to level up, aka work, and we all know most women do not truly work or to study. Yeah. Damian Pottinger, what's up, fam? What's the word? What's going on? But you're right, boy. You're right. They don't want to work, right? And they want the easy route, right? Instant gratification, right? And this is not just with women as well. This is with men too. Men suffer from this too. Instant gratification, right? Sharmikia White, what's going on? Unfiltered grind, I appreciate it. I'm between cash ATM, switch to set me back. Not that I need to explain. My man, you're all good. Become a member or something, ninja. Become a member. My mom didn't work, but she had to do so much for my father to support him emotionally and all that so he could run a business. Yeah. But women they don't want their place beside men. They don't want that place. They don't want that. They don't want that, man. They don't want to be they don't want to be beside a man. They don't want to be basically at the shadows of a man. In the shadow of a man. They don't want that. Right? But Stronix, I've been grinding, man. I've been out here working. Right? If you see me disappear, ninja, I'm still working, ninja. I'm still working. I've been working on some the back end. I've been working on website. I've been working on the 101s, getting that back up and all that stuff. And I'm also out here grinding too, ninja. You know, working my long hours too, ninja. Just I finished up 70 hours last week, ninja. I finished up 70 hours last week, ninja. Like I'm out here. Listen, ninja. I don't have no time to play, ninja. I don't have no time to play with you ninjas. Like I gotta get somewhere in life, ninja. I gotta get somewhere, right? I told y'all I was gonna show y'all my pay stub on the Patreon, though. I was gonna show y'all my pay stub, but ninja, I got places to be, ninja. I ain't got time to be sitting around waiting, especially waiting on YouTube, ninja. Sharmikia White, there are some good men. There are some good men out here. I mean, yeah, we know that, ninja. Yeah, we know that. Like, do y'all know that? But where was I? Women want to be the boss, but they don't want to pay the cost to be the boss. No, see, that's the thing. And this is where, you know, over the past couple of years, you'll have women protest like, why don't we have more women CEOs? Why don't we have more women executive branch? Or in the executive suites, why don't we have more women do this? Like, but then you don't never hear them say, why don't we have more women firefighters? Why don't we have more women police officers, ninja? Why don't we have more women what you call those garbage men, garbage women? Why don't we have more garbage women? Why don't we have more women mechanics? You don't never hear them vouch for the lower totem pole. Nah, they want to skip rank. They want to skip the progress. They want to skip all the way to the god dang on tippity top, ninja. They want to skip all the way to the CEO. They're not vouching for the mechanics, the garbage men, male women, or whatever the case, soldiers, ninja. They're not vouching for them. They skip straight to the top. CEOs, business owner, right? They just skip straight to the top. Say, LOL, I've only seen one hot female garbage person, and she was a hot Puerto Rican. Yeah, out here in Texas, you'll see the Latinas out here work. The Latinas out here work, but you got the younger gen. That's more so with the older gen, right? You'll see the older generation of Latinas work, but then the younger girls, they on a high horse. They on a high horse. The younger gen Latinas, they on a high horse. They ain't trying to work, right? They trying to get to it. They want men to spend money on them. They not trying to do it. They're not trying to do it like that. They're trying to skip the line, which, I mean, you know, the truth be told, man, women are gonna find a way. If a woman can skip the line, she's gonna skip the line. If a younger Latinos are sugar babies, facts, facts. But if a woman can skip, this is what y'all gotta understand. Y'all can't take this to heart either. Women are gonna skip the line if they can. If they're a certain look, if they have a certain body, if they have a certain look about them, and the right man get a hold of them, the right boss get a whiff of them, they're gonna skip the line. I know women right now who have skipped the line, right at my job right now. I know women who have skipped the line because of sucky, fucky. It is what it is. It is what it is. I know women right now, bro, right now, and we all scratching our head like, bro, how did she get in this, bro? That don't make sense, bro. She only been here like, bro, that what? But we know, we understand and know it is what it is. It is what it is. It's happened since the beginning of time, right? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I have never envied the position of women in this world. Yeah, exactly. You should never take that to heart. And I don't even take it to heart. She got ahead, ninja. Let me find out how to get ahead, ninja. Let me find out because ninja, do I got to bust a ninja head open? Like, let me find out how to get ahead. That's why women have always had, especially if they were certain beauty level, they've always had that leeway to skip the line. Bro, a woman can easily. This is the thing. If a woman is a certain beauty level, she can marry into money easily, just like that. She can marry into money easily, right? She can find her way into some money. Her beauty, but that's why they have a specific timeline, right? That's why they have a limited timeline to use their beauty, to use their prime, to use their youthfulness, right? They have a certain amount of time, right? And they better use that time to get the best possible mate that they can, right? And that's why we have so many men. A lot of you ninjas, y'all want to be women. Let's talk about it. A lot of y'all, a lot of men out here, they want to be women. A lot of men out here are jealous of women. Like, I wish I had a big booty. Like, bro, what? Who raised you ninjas? Like, what? What did you say? Come again? Repetir, ninja? Repetir? You want to repeat that, ninja? A lot of guys out here, they want to be women. And you can tell by how they act, just the bitch traits in them, right? A lot of these dudes are B-made, punks, right? Many men today, 90% of men haven't been punched in their face. And you can tell. You can tell these niggas have not been punched in their face, jaw checked, right? Chin checked, nothing. Right? Because now we stay in a world not just that protect women, that protect bitch ass ninjas too. Right? Bitch ass men. We stay in a world that protect bitch ass men. A lot of men they get off on all this talking. Right? They talk, puny ass ninjas. Like just be talking scrawny ass ninjas, fat ass ninjas who won't be able to do nothing if I got on their head. Wouldn't be able to do nothing if a ninja like me got on their head. Everybody always talking. Right? Because they know that in today's society, nobody is punished. Nobody is punished for the things that they say anymore. Nobody is punished for getting out of line, ninja. Everybody want to talk. Everybody want to talk, right? Get away with saying certain things, but then want to cry and bitch and moan when they get their nose broken open. Facts. Apollo, what's good? I've heard multiple times that women like men with a nice. Okay, ninja. I'm not about to read that. Right? But we need to get back to the basics. Are we gonna go back to the basics? Probably not. Are we gonna go back to the basics? Probably not, ninja. Damian Pottinger, shouts out to you for the super chat. Damien said, women don't want a man. They want a slave, someone who does what they say while they do what they please. That's the truth. Facts. Facts. Right? You talk to a lot of these young women, and then too, you're gonna come across a lot of women. They're gonna fake the femininity. This is why I said, like, this is why a lot of men still getting screwed over. Right? A lot of men are still getting screwed over because women are still coming in, they're still getting tricked. They're getting this is high level manipulation, right? And I talk about, like, I spoke about a lot of white guys too. A lot of white guys, they're a lot of them are stuck in the matrix, bro. A lot of them, because they get hit with that white woman manipulation, right? Like the divorce rates are still what they are, ninja. Ain't nobody having 15, 20-year freaking marriages out here, bro. Not anymore. White men are still because to be honest, because that is what has worked for them, especially in America, for a good amount of time. Suburbia, the white picket fence, the families, and all that stuff. Safe neighborhoods, on and on and on, ninja, on and on and on. But no, with white women are very they practice high level manipulation, bro. High level. If you've ever dealt with white women practice high level manipulation, ninja, right? High level. And many white men still fall for it every single time. They fall for it every single time, bro. And they still getting divorced to kingdom come, ninja. Right? They still getting divorced to kingdom come. Ninja, I remember these two white dudes at my job, right? The dude, he got divorced. He's been freshly divorced for like 2 years or 3 years or so. And they was talking about, and the dude literally told him, he was like, "Oh man, don't worry about her. Don't worry about her. Just get remarried. Just get married again, ninja." Looking like, what? This ninja stupid? In today's climate? They just told this ninja to get married again. I'm like, bro, come on now. You white dudes. Y'all are stuck in the matrix, man. Some of y'all are out. Some of y'all are out. But, some of you white dudes, y'all still stuck in the matrix, man. White women pretty much did everything. Basically, white women have called the shots for a long time. Niggas don't want to talk about that though. White women have called the shots for a long time. Nigga. We're not gonna talk about it though on this one. We're gonna talk about it on another stream. But they've been calling shots for a long time, right? They had shout out to Damian Pottinger with the super chat. White women are sneaky. They know how to play, bro. And especially for you ninjas, especially for you black dudes, Latinos, you know, who like your blonde hair, blue eyes. For you white dude, for you black dudes, ninja, you are very susceptible to this, ninja. You are very very susceptible to this because they just hit you with the bling blow. They just hit you with the eyes. They just hit you with the hair pull, the hair throwback, ninja. Right? They just hit you with the right. That's all they hit you with. Then you black dudes, Latinos, they get y'all easy. They know they can get y'all easy. They can fool y'all so easy. Ask some of your fellow white guys. Ask some of your fellow white guys. Tell them how white women get down. They gonna tell you straight up, ninja. They gonna tell you straight up like it ain't what you want, ninja. It ain't what you want, ninja. It ain't all what it seems. Remember when the space was new and everybody was talking about, oh yeah, get you a white woman, get you a Latina ninja, get you a white woman, get you a Latina. Yeah, they're the best. They're the best. And not saying that the reason why, right? They're the best ninja is because they lead with femininity, right? For the most part. Right nowadays, the younger gen, they all over the place. Don't really, they all. But let's get the likes up. We got 36 people in here, man. Come on, let's get the likes up. Come on now. But many of them, they lead with the femininity. They lead with the femininity. Right? They lead with it. Sadly, black women don't really lead with it. They wear that shit on their shoulders. They're like, ninja, get out my face, ninja. Like, I'm not bound down, ninja. I don't clean, ninja. What, ninja? You want me or what, ninja? You want me or what? But white women, they lead with the femininity. Latinas, they'll lead with the femininity. But the Latinas are crazy. The Latinas are crazy. Crazy. I don't care what Latina you're talking about, ninja. Right? I don't care if we're talking about Mexicana, Dominicana. I don't care if you're talking about Chilean, ninja, Argentina. Like, bro, they listen. They're all crazy. Latinas will knife you, ninja. They will knife you. But as far as white women though, they lead with that. But then they play the long game. They used to play in the long game. They know how to play the long game, bro. They know how to play the long game. They know how to play the system. They know how to play the matrix. They know, bro. I'm telling you, they know how to play it. And then if you black or Latino, bro, they gonna, bro, I'm telling you, they're gonna play that long game on your ass. They're gonna play that legit. They're gonna put them blue eyes on your ass, bling, mesmerize your ass. Especially if you don't know how to handle. That's why I tell y'all, you gotta know how to handle beauty. You gotta know how to handle beauty. You gotta know how to handle women from different backgrounds. You gotta know how to handle women in general. Because certain women, if you're not used to them, they're gonna hit you with something you ain't never seen before. Then you're gonna be mesmerized, and then next thing you know, you waking up like, what happened? You're gonna be waking up looking like, what happened? And that's what we're seeing today. A lot of ninjas just waking up like, what happened? Facts, especially if you're in the league. Exactly. Shouts out to Damien with the super chat. Come on now. Blake Bradley. Blake Bradley said they smile on your face waiting to backstab you. Exactly. Bro, why? I'm telling you, bro. I'm talking from knowledge. I'm talking from knowledge. Right? A lot of white, they'll hide behind that Bible. They'll hide behind conservatism. Right? I'm telling y'all, bro, I've seen this through my years growing up, through my young years, ninja, growing up. If you ever been on a college campus, you ever been, bro, I'm telling you, if you were ever raised, you grew up in suburbia land, ninja, bro, listen, it gets wicked. And they'll do the nastiest stuff possible. The nastiest stuff possible, ninja. They're super nasty. They'll please you for sure. Right? And then they put back on that cross, ninja, put back on that cross, ninja, right? Put back on it. Now, got a disclaimer. I'm not talking about all, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about all, but for the most, ninja. For the most. Today's time, for the most, right? And if you want to talk about going to the, bro, I've already debunked that already. I've already debunked that. I've already debunked going to the country. I've already debunked small towns. I've already debunked that. And also some other YouTubers have debunked that crap as well. Bro, it does not matter. You probably gonna get worse women. You're gonna get worse women in a small town. See, I've never really dealt with the Asians, but that's why I didn't really speak on it. Never really dealt with the Asians like that. And for their culture. I've mostly just dealt with blacks, Latinas, and whites, right? Never really dealt with the Asians like that. So I didn't want to speak on it because I don't know too much. But from what it can get wicked over there too, ninja. It can get wicked over there too. But right, small towns are no better because one, it's a small town. Two, there's no jobs in small towns for the most part. There's nothing to do in small towns but to drink, get in trouble, and sucky fucky, ninja. Right? You're not going to find a wife. You're not going to find a wife in no small town. Stop it. Bro, all of this stuff is debunked. Abdiel Lawrence, I dealt with South Koreans for 7 years. You're not missing anything. See, there you go. There y'all go right there. All this stuff is debunked already. Like going overseas and all that stuff, passport, wrong. Now, if you want to just, have fun, get that high level of femininity, right? The traditional femininity, you can still get it, but you got to understand, like, they're not coming into it virgins. They're not coming into it, like, innocently, right? They're not coming into it just, pure, right? You go to the Philippines, you go to Thailand, bro, those chicks been getting sucky ninja for since they were 14, 15 years old. Facts, bro. Come on now, y'all gotta wisen up. You want to go to Latin America, bro? Dominican Republic, bro. Them chicks been getting railed since 13, 14 years old. Facts. They can still give you that traditional femininity. They still can give you all of that, what you feel like you want and all that stuff. You want to get a family with them and all that stuff. That's a whole nother conversation. You can still. But I'm telling you, you're not getting no pure woman when you go overseas. You want to go to Colombia, bro? Same thing. It doesn't matter. You want to go to Argentina, bro? Same thing. You want to go to Chile? Same thing. You want to go to Kenya, ninja? You want to go to Ghana? Same thing. Same exact thing, bro. It's done. It's done. You're not going to get a pure woman in today's time, 2025. There's only a specific. You want a pure woman? It ain't going to be ninja. gonna talk about it. If you want a pure woman, there's only one way that you're gonna get a pure woman, ninja, and that's illegal, ninja. That's it. That's how bad it is. If you want a pure, sanctified, god dang on woman, ninja, it's gonna be illegal, ninja. And we'll need to go further into that conversation. And then the church, find a woman in church, bro, debunk that, ninja. Debunk that, ninja. I already debunked that. You ain't finding no pure woman in the church. Right? Maybe Mormon, but they got their own ninja. If you ain't Mormon, that don't even matter. But even the Mormons, they got their own shebang and dark secrets and stuff like that. You ninja, come on now. The Catholics, come on now. Christians, now come on now. They the biggest dang on hypocrites. Now, come on. Now you maybe possibly with Islam, right? Depending on which Islamic country you're talking about. But then them ninjas, they've been graping and all kinds of stuff to those young girls over there. So there's no telling with them over there. Ninja, come on now, it's wicked. It's wicked. It's wicked. So you got women who may not even ask for it. If you want to talk about Islam, ninja, in those Islamic countries, right? Because they're not the most developed. Those young girls, they've been getting, they didn't ask for it, send prayers over there, ninja, but that's just the truth. It's just the truth. They've been getting, touched on and all that kind of stuff, since a little babe. Listen, I don't want to get deep into it, man. Don't want to get deep into it. But the wells is drying up. Shouts out to who is that? Sarah Threehorn. The wells is drying up. Moy says only simps in 2025 believe all women. Yeah. Purity ain't real, and I never think it was. That's a good conversation though. Dan. Purity ain't real, never think it was. I think purity was I think purity is a fantasy that men have held on to since the beginning of time. I think purity is something that men wanted to believe in. I think purity is what has made us go to war. Purity, the thought, the fantasy of purity is what has led us to protect women, all of these centuries, right? It's the purity. It's the fantasization of purity. I told you, men are delusional too. Men are delusional too, right? And that goes like really deep. The whole purity thing, women are innocent, right? You got to realize women have never been in the predicament that they are in today's time, right? For the longest throughout history, they've never been dominant. They've had to be kind of subversive in a way, right? To really get their power across, because women do hold power. Femininity is power, right? Beauty is power. Right? What they can do to a man just from whispering, that's power. I don't care what you niggas talking about. Bro, to be able to to rub on a ninja, whisper in his ear, right? Put your hand down there, rub on his little, piggly wiggly ninja and say, yeah, go kill that ninja, baby. It's done today. You think it wasn't done with kingdoms and think them ninjas, them kings didn't go to war because a woman whispered in his ear, like, I think you need to do this. I think you need to do this, ninja. Right? They're gonna be here in T-minus 6 months. Is this what you really want to teach your son? To back off? You want to teach your son? He's gonna be next on the throne. You really want to teach him? You want to really teach him weakness? You really want to teach him weakness? That ninja was like, that Viking ass ninja was like, no. That ninja died. They won the war, but that ninja died. Ninja. They whispering in your ear. Yeah, ninja. I'm gonna put this punani on you, ninja. That's all they did. Put that punani on him. Bro, I see this stuff, bro, every day. I know these dudes will kill over punani, bro. Many times when I'm at work, I'm just minding my business. I'm just minding my business, doing what I do. La 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 la. I got my tools and shit, right? Right. May see some chicks, walk in with the boyfriend and all that stuff. Bro, ninjas get mine, right? Get the all of this, grabbing a girl, right? Kissing a girl in front of me, mwah, doing all that stuff. I'm like, bro, come on now. I'm like, bro, if given a chance, this ninja probably would take me down if he could, ninja. Over a bit. Over a bit? Over a bit? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. These ninjas be so insecure, so ready to protect. That's the limited mindset that I speak of, right? The limiting mindset, the scarcity mindset, right? If you gotta, bro, if I'm walking and my chick is bad, bro, she got her nails done, toes done, got the dress on, ninja. Yeah, a ninja gonna look. Men are gonna look like, yeah, look what, yeah, this mine's though. This mine. She right here, right now. This mine. Yeah, yeah. Look at that fatty right there. Yeah, ninja. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. But I'ma hit it at the end of the night, ninja. I'm hitting this at the end of the night. But you can look. Yeah, they look good, though. I even give him I even give him eye contact. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I even give him eye contact. Like, I even smile, and I'll smile like, yeah. Damien Pottinger, shout out to Damien. Damien showing up, showing some love. Shout out to Damien with the super chat. Said the fact that they can make OnlyFans and generate millions from dudes who would never meet them in person is wild. But let's skip over a homeless person who really need food, wouldn't even give them $1. Bro, it's wicked. Bro, it's the same. You can say the same thing about this space, right? You can say the same thing about this space. Bro, how many men will spend how many men will actually spend money to get their life together, right? How many men will spend money to actually get their life together? How many men will spend money to see exclusive content that's really going to help them? How many men will spend money on one-on-ones to really get the guidance, right? If you've been watching me for a minute, you know I got the wisdom. You know I have the knowledge. You know I have something to give. It's not just I've heard about complaints from bigger creators and all that stuff. How many men will actually spend the money to get themselves right? How many men will walk into the store to get tailored, to find them a blazer, get themselves fitted? Half you ninjas don't even know your waist size, your dang on bust size, nothing, your measurements, nothing, ninja. How many men actually spend money on themselves to get? So it's not hard to believe that men to spend $1 on OnlyFans, ninja. They really would. They'll spend $1 on OnlyFans before they give a homeless man $1. Right? And I don't even believe like that, to give into the homeless like that. I don't. Right? I have to really specifically see that you're in need and not on drugs or anything. But I guess that's none of my business. I don't know. But I don't really believe in, giving to the homeless like that, especially men. And if they look like they're on drugs, they definitely ain't getting nothing out of me. But how many? How many men are actually spending money to get the work done, to skip the line? And this is it may sound crazy. It may sound crazy, but I just have to respect the women who are willing to get on their knees and skip the line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta you gotta respect it. I can respect a woman who is using her beauty to her advantage, because you ninjas are men and you're not even using your manhood to your advantage. You have the ability to work long hours. You have the strength. You have supposed to have the masculine logic, right? With all of these things, and you ninjas, you men can't even use your manhood to your advantage. So you know what? You kind of gotta respect the woman who can use her beauty, use her body in a sense to skip the line. You ninjas won't even skip. You ninjas won't even pay to skip the line. That's just facts. I gotta call. I got exactly Blake 100. I gotta call. I have to call a spade a spade. I have to call a spade a spade. At least they know where their value lies, and they use their value. to their advantage. You ninjas are men. You got whole men out here who can't even use what God has given them. Ninja, God has given you everything you need to be a man and to dominate, and you ninjas still chilling on Xbox, jacking your little Piggly Wiggly, not doing nothing, Jiffy Lube, Wally World, Family Dollar, Dollar General working ass ninjas. Y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all don't want to do nothing. But then y'all are quick when somebody drop a video. Oh, look at these women. They're going through it. When they drop those videos, ninjas quit to go over there and watch the videos. Yeah, look at these women. Nah, look at you, ninja. Look at you. CJ, what's going on? Shouts out to Moy again for the super chat. Shouts out to Moy again. He says, I pay to play my whole life, and then dudes ask me stuff for free. LOLs. These ninjas and their Xboxes. Yeah, these ninjas sit at home and play Xbox all day. Right? You sit at home, smoke weed, play Xbox. Right? You work part-time, ninja. Part-time working ass ninja. But then wanna complain. Then wanna complain about women. Bro, you're nowhere near in the stratosphere, ninja, to be up here talking about women this or women that. Bro, women shouldn't even be coming out your mouth. Especially if you're not making anywhere upwards to $30 an hour, at least minimum. If you're not making at least bare minimum $30 an hour, all hours included, ninja, right? If you're not making at least that, bro, get your weight up. Get your weight up. You have no room to be talking about women. You have no room to be laughing and hee-hee and ha-ha and ninja and all that type shit, bro. No. Dan says, I get told I work too much. I feel like I don't do enough. That's the boat that I'm in. I feel like I work. I feel like all I do is work, ninja. All I do is work, and I still feel like, dang, I need some more. I need some more, ninja. Or maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm sick, ninja. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I just want some more. Nah, ninja, I need some more. I want some more. Right? You got to set yourself up. That's why I do the YouTube. That's why I do the streaming. Twitch coming soon. I know I keep saying that, but the Twitch is going to be up, and I just got to find the right schedule for it. So got to find the right schedule for the Twitch. But best believe, once I get the Twitch rolling, oh, it's over for you ninjas. Once I get the Twitch rolling and get my schedule back right, because my schedule has been interrupted several times, so I had to bounce around a lot. But listen, Marissa, Jesus love you too. Jesus love everybody. But once I get the schedule right, yeah, we all through there, right? We all through there. But these guys, many men don't want to do anything. Anything. Bro, you are free now. You are from the shackles of responsibility of women now. Ninja, do y'all not realize feminism has been a blessing to you ninjas? Feminism has been a blessing to you ninjas. It's been a blessing. But y'all don't see it like that. Y'all all sad and, oh, I can't find a wife. I can't find, bro. Go to work. Stack up some money, bro. Stack up some money. Go get your passport, bro. Go overseas. Go find something. Go find something to do. Bro, I just can't fathom, like, y'all are tripping over women, and I guess it's from my perspective. Because I don't trip over women. I just don't trip because I have an abundance mindset. Right? If this woman leave, I'll pick up another one, pick up a better one, right? Pick up if it comes down to that. You ninjas, y'all get all sad and depressed, like, oh, she doesn't like me, bro. Who cares, bro? Go work some more hours, ninja. Go to the gym. Go do some, right? Go do some push-ups. Get your chest pumped up. Or y'all tripping about women and your paycheck ain't even looking right, ninja. You at the house eating noodles, ninja. Bro, you just y'all sitting at home eating ramen, hot dogs and ramen noodles, ninja. Like, come on. Bro. Y'all y'all eating ramen noodles, ninja. Burger King, ninja. Bro, come on now. No healthy meals at all, ninja. Ninja's not even eating a full cooked meal, ninja. All you ninjas know how to do is put some water on the stove and put some noodles in there, ass ninja. You come and eat noodles, bro, and you wonder why you wonder why your oh my god. You wonder why your hormones and everything is off balance, ninja. You wonder why your T levels, your testosterone levels are low, ninja. You wonder why your hormones are all over the place. You wonder why you getting walked over, ninja. Bro, you eating ramen, those chemicals in there, ninja, throwing off your hormones, throwing off your brain, throwing off everything, ninja. Instant noodles, ninja. You know any instant noodles, cup noodles, ass ninja. Cup noodles, eating ass ninja. Bro, you don't even know what a healthy meal is, ninja. Get your priorities right. Get your priorities right. Bro, I've already revealed the secrets to you, bro. These women have no options. They don't have many options, bro. They don't have many options. They don't. They don't. But imagine if you became the option. That's what y'all not getting. That's the cheat code. It's the cheat code. Imagine if you became the option. Simple. Imagine if you got into the gym. Imagine if you did everything. Many of them have no option, right? Because the moment they could get their hands on the man that they actually want, guess what they'll do? They'll monkey branch. They show it every time. Bro, look at the CEO. Look at the CEO situation. Right? This woman was married into she was married into to the richest family in Boston. She married into the richest family in Boston, and still, guess what? I need more money. Ninja, she went and cheated with the guy who was worth more money. She went and cheated with the well, I don't know how much comparatively, but I'm assuming that the CEO had more, getting paid like what, 50 million a year or something like that. 50 million a year, 30 million a year, something like that. That's a lot of dang old money. But that didn't matter. That didn't matter at all. It didn't matter that she was married into the richest family in Boston. It didn't matter. But I just want y'all to know. I just get your mind right. Women are not the end all be all. They have no options, bro. You are the option. Especially for you younger guys. For you younger guys, you still focused on women, family, bro. Most of y'all can't even handle the responsibility and the accountability to keep up with a family. Y'all think that oh, I want a family, I want a wife, I want a kid. Y'all think that y'all want these things, but then you're not even capable. You're not even mentally capable to keep up with this stuff, right? You're not even mentally capable of handling other human beings in your life. You can't even handle yourself. But you're also quick to want, oh, I need a wife. I need it, bro. You don't even bro. You got to get the bare necessities out the way. Y'all so ready to get married. Y'all so ready to get screwed over, ninja. Like, I ain't never seen this in my life. Ninja so ready to get screwed over. I can't wait to find me a wife. Ninjas, bro, y'all, come on now. Men are dumb. You men are dumb. Like y'all live for women. Y'all live to get married, ninja. And like I said, maybe it's my just for me, women just throw themselves at me. Like it's bro. I deal with different demons. I deal with different monsters, bro. I have to deal with different demons. I have to deal with different monsters. So for me, my perspective is a little bit different, or majorly different, because it's just you know tripping over women when they need to be hitting that ankle T-bone steaks, exactly. Like, what are we doing out here, man? And it's so crazy because it seems like men are regressing instead of progressing. Men are regressing. Well, society is regressing anyway, but like men are definitely regressing instead of progressing. Like when times get hard, then you're supposed to go harder, right? She wants a God among men. Who wouldn't? Might as well aim for the impossible, without compromise. If she's worked, listen. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I agree. Right? I agree. Right? And you got some women, you got some older women too. They'll be like, no, that's not true, man. Listen, I think I've lived long enough and seen a lot of stuff to know what's factual and what's not factual. I pay attention to the data. I pay attention to the statistics. I pay attention to what's going on in this country specifically, America. I see the trends. I know what's going on. Bro, nobody's gonna be able to debate me on this. Nobody's gonna be able to tell me, no, you're wrong, bro. I'm not wrong. This is what's happening. They want God among men. They do. They do. They want the rarity of men. They want the rarest men possible. It shows in every day. Will they settle for your slopalopicus, ugly, short ass? Yes, they'll settle for you every day. They'll settle for you and they'll go fuck the trainer. They'll go fuck the bartender. Bro, this shit happens every be married 30 years, 35 years, bro. Y'all think, oh, they got a happy, successful relationship. They got a happy, successful marriage, bro. She been fucking that guy, the past 5 years. This ninja, he done had a side piece for I don't know how long, ninja, bro. Come on now. Do y'all really want to hear the real? Right? Well, God said, bro, don't even get me started on you Christians, bro. Bro, don't let me get started on you Christians. Coming from a Christian, ninja. Don't get me started on you goddamn on Christians. You Bible thumping ass conservative mofos. Don't get me started. Because I will tear y'all ass to pieces, ninja. I will tear you to pieces. Christianity is not a good example for anything, ninja. For world affairs, for war, ninja. Christians are some of the biggest hypocrites I've ever met in my life, especially you American fucking conservative Christians. Bro, F you, ninja. Like, bro, I read the Bible on my own, ninja. Ninja, bro, it's ridiculous. Bro, look, Sharmika said they be the main ones, bro. Don't even get me started. The Christians, they don't want any smoke. They don't want no smoke. Because I'd tear this shit down. I really would. I'd tear this shit down. But anyway. So the basis of this video, where's my thing going? Where is it? Oh. The basis of this video was women have no options. Women have no options. They want the rarest of men, right? They want the rarest of men. They want the best possible man they can get, right? You have women who settle, right? Jay says exactly. I've been stopped going to black churches, especially black churches. Hypocrites, right? Hypocrites. But the white churches, they also biggest hypocrites ever too. But we ain't even gonna get started on them. But women have no options, right? It's not what it seems, right? A lot of women out here claim, oh, I need this kind of guy, I need that kind of guy. Listen, most of these women have never even dealt with the guy of even like status at all. Right. And a lot of y'all thinking that you got to hit $1 million a year to be this kind of, bro, just hit 100,000 and see how they act. Just see how they act when you hit 100,000. When you hit 100,000, bro, they act a fool. They act a fool. Most women are not even coming into contact with guys who make bare minimum 100,000. They're not. And then let you be good looking too, let you be tall, let you be handsome, all that good stuff, bro. Women are not coming across you. If you fit in any one of these categories, right, or a combination of these categories, you are rare, right? Even if we stick to income, as far as you guys who are making, if you are or aspiring to make bare minimum, because 100,000 is bare minimum in today's time. If you're aspiring to hit at least 100,000, bro, you're still in a top 15 to 20% of men in America. Men are not making that. The median income is $60,000. Right? Most men are not making 100,000. You would think across all age ranges too. Most men are not making 100,000. If you're able to make 100,000, especially as a young man, right? And when I say young, I'm talking about under 40, under 45, really, right? Young men, if you're able to get to those levels, even if you got to work OT, I'm not just talking about just your base, right? If you got to work OT just to get to 100,000, you are rare. You are rare. Don't let these chicks tell you anything differently. They're not even coming across men like you. They're not even dealing with men like you. Right? And then if you up your standards, don't get up to 100,000 and you still dealing with some hood rats and some dang on trailer park trash and all that stuff. You get to 100,000, up your standards, hit the gym. Now you can afford certain things now. You can afford the gym trainer. You can afford to get your body intact. You can afford to go to the good grocery store. You can afford to go to Sprouts or Whole Foods and get the good stuff, or shop at in the organic aisle, right? Get your body right, right? Get your mind right. Learn something, like up your skills. Learn a language. Learn a different language, right? Keep stimulating your mind, bro. Put that shit on, right? Go get tailored. Go get a nice blazer, right? Some slacks, some nice shoes to go with it, right? Take yourself out, 4-star, 5-star restaurants. Go sit at the bar, learn the drinks, learn the menu, learn how to get your steak, right? Get up on game. Women do not come across you. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They claim that, oh, now don't get me wrong, a lot of these girls do get flown out, and depending on what locations you're in the country, they be on those yachts and the boats and all that stuff. But for the most part, most women do not deal with high tier men, top tier men. They don't. They deal with regular men, and that's not even, they don't even see you, ninjas. That's not the men that they want. The Mexicana, she was telling me, like, guys approach me. Right? She said guys approach me, but she shrug them off. Right? They don't be the guys that they want. They may entertain them for a little bit because this probably the same men keep approaching them. Right? They probably entertain it for a little bit, but it's not the men that they want. Sure, they may smash them, let them up in them guts just so they can feel a little something. But besides that, bro, listen, they don't deal with top tier men. You have the cheat code. Become top tier. Make it your goal to bare minimum 100,000. I've been telling y'all 100,000 is bare minimum. $100,000 is bare minimum, right? Now, if you have a family, you got to up it up. You got to up it up. You got to up it up a level, right? But as a single individual, for you single men out there, right? 100,000 bare minimum. You're gonna be a rare breed. I'm telling you. They're not used to it. They have no options. They keep claiming, I want this and that, man. Yeah, they live in Delulu land. And most of them, they'll tell you too. They would rather stay single than to deal with the mediocre men. Many of them mean it. They really do mean it, especially if they're beautiful. Especially if they're beautiful. And that's another cheat code. The beautiful women, and this is why you gotta become, this is the cheat code. This is why you gotta become that guy. You gotta become that man. The beautiful women too. It's not just the mid chicks, but we're not even thinking about, right? Come on now, this is the after pill, right? We're talking about beautiful women. Beautiful, pretty, cute. We're not dealing with mid chicks over here, okay? Right? Beautiful women. Beautiful women. They too are not dealing with the top tier men like that. You got to understand there's an abundance. Millions, billions of beautiful women. Y'all got to wrap y'all mind around here. This is the abundance mindset. There are millions and billions of beautiful women in this world, bro. How many men make $100,000? Just bare minimum, $100,000. And mind you, America has some, basically, we're the top earners in the world. Americans are the top earners in the world. So if you're in the top 20% in America, bro, you're in the top percentage in the world, ninja. Do y'all not understand that? That's why when you go to another side of the world with USD, ninja, You dang near a king over there, Ninja. You dang near a king. This is what I need y'all to wrap y'all mind around. Around beauty. Put yourselves around beauty. Get your passport. Go to the countries with the most beautiful women. Put yourself around beauty so you can get that out of get that chemical out of your head, get that chemical out of your brain. Because a lot of women are ruining your brain. You're scrolling through social media, scrolling through Instagram, talking about, dang, I wish I had that kind of girl by my side, bro. Get your passport, right? Spend $600 on the flight. $600 to $1,000 maybe on the flight, depending on where you're coming from in the country, Ninja. Go to a country with the most beautiful women, bro. Get that out your system, so you can come back and then dominate. Come on now, y'all don't want to hear this. This that real after pill. This that real motivational stuff right here. Come on now, y'all better get it through y'all system. So let's end this with the creed of the outlier. Creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend, I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity, Ninja. Every betrayal card focused into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this and I will win. Creed of the outlier. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Shouts out to everybody that super chatted. Shouts out to Moy. Moy always coming through and showing love. Shouts out to Moy. Shouts out to Damian Pottinger. Shout out to Age of Cali. Shouts out to Jay. Shout out to Sharmika White. She came through. We love when the women come through and show some love too and actually engage in the chat. Shouts out to you, Bistronix. It was another woman in here. Shouts out to Marissa, Kels, CJ. Said the best red pill on the internet. Yeah, we're gonna get up there. Dan22, Lawrence. Dang, I gotta go through all this. Who else super chatted? Somebody else super chatted. Damien. Yep, I got everybody. If I didn't cover you, Shantina. Shouts out to Shantina. Shouts out to the woman that came through, showed some love and engaged in the chat. We love when a woman come through and engage in conversation because all are affected. Right, both men and women are delusional, right? We got to call a spade. But anyway, shouts out to everybody, and I'll see y'all in the next one. And that's an after pill. Peace.